What is good, YouTube? It's good to see you again. I hope you guys are doing well. So, for today, we have another Change My Mind, and it's going to be split up into multiple sections because it is a little bit lengthy. So, Steven Crowder does Change My Mind, in which he says a controversial statement, and this one it is end all SNAP benefits. And people come up who disagree with him and try and change his mind. So, without further ado, my friends, let's get into it.
Welcome back to Change My Mind, where we reason through our
loud.
positions on seemingly controversial topics. And during our most recent and longest government shutdown to date, there were a lot of disruptions in the United States, including air travel, national parks,
right.
military, but no sector was talked about more, or one could
The
argue,
Democrats.
than the subject of SNAP.
It's out for the single mothers that got kids. Now, what can we do? We can't to feed our kids.
Quit getting on the ground and screwing so much and use a Jimmy, you dummy. Use a Jimmy.
Let alone if we do have jobs, again, what can we do?
Around 42
Work.
million Americans depend on the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP.
And who the they think celebrating these motherfucking holidays with no food stamps? I don't know where the we gonna get the
You
food
look
from.
dumb.
They showed that the Republicans don't actually believe their own BS when it comes to populism and when it comes
Actually,
to
it's
funding
quite the
SNAP.
opposite.
I will be at motherfucking Walmart with my steel toes on and my motherfucking helmet, and I dare a try to stop me from walking out that motherfucking store with my groceries.
All I gotta do is
Ain't
hit
nothing
you in
like
your knees and you'll
really
fall
wanna
down
steal,
like a wet paper
please.
towel.
I'll go steal a whole turkey and a ham. Like, what up?
It'd be natural to assume
Let's throw
that
them
a
in
subject
jail. Let's
inspiring
get
such
rid of them.
strong feelings would be amongst the most necessary, virtuous programs
Oh,
allocated
you guys gotta
in
see
the
that.
United States $7 trillion budget, right? But surprisingly, the truth is, it's not, which is exactly today's topic of discussion that took place at Oklahoma University
Bless your heart.
in this installment of Change My Mind. The conversations ranged from productive-ish to cordial to a little or a lot off the rails.
Okay.
But you may
Oh
be
no,
surprised
a
by
freaking
which
furry.
students or canines
That's
have the most to offer.
guys, this is a severe mental illness. Like, this guy needs to be in a mental facility.
So sit back, but hold
That's
your
effed
chair
up.
tightly for this latest installment of Change My Mind and
All right.
Snap.
Let's go, Steven.
You know what,
Let's
get
go.
the off the rails stuff out of the way first.
I can't fathom this idea that like Trump is, instead of cutting aid to say, stop funding the war in Ukraine, stop sending so much aid over to Israel, stop.
Well, why are we doing that? Can you answer that? Do you know how much we're sending? Do you know why we're sending it? If you can't answer all of those questions and you're accurate, then we can't have a conversation.
Giving the rest of the world so much money. We're giving so much money away like just candy to everybody. Stop getting paid by these lobbyists. Stop paying yourselves salaries.
never
even
gonna
while the
happen.
government shut down. I think the stat I saw was we're giving Israel enough to where every citizen of Israel gets basically like $1 million a year.
We're giving
And
like
they're
3 to
telling
4
American
billion to
citizens-
Israel, which
but
we
the
should
idea-
stop, but over 100
but the
billion a
idea-
year on SNAP.
But the
It's not
idea
even
that we're
close.
giving Israel all of
Yeah,
this
that's
money, it's not
stupid.
even our country, and then we're telling Americans, hey, get back to work, peasant. You can't have Coca-Cola, you can't have candy, you can't have a nice
I only see fat, lazy people getting SNAP benefits. I see entitled, fat, lazy people. I see people with 2 arms, 2 legs who are fat because they're on SNAP. Did you know the average SNAP person, the person on SNAP, I think the average spending is like $1,100 a month? Do you know my family of 4? We spend less than $400 a month. And I feel like I'm eating good. I just feel like I could eat a lot better. But we do bean burritos a lot of nights. These people are fat. This is an obesity epidemic. And these people who quote unquote don't have enough money are fat as crap, man. They're like 300-pound whales.
meal for your
They're
family.
You absolutely
huge.
shouldn't have Coca-Cola
And the
or
kids
candy
are
if you
huge.
don't work.
And
The $3
that's
billion
fine,
to
but-
Israel that we should also cut has nothing to do with it.
I
It's
just
less than a
think-
50th.
I just think we should solve all of those other extraneous problems before we start telling American citizens we can't have nice luxury.
Look, dude, I can clearly tell you're about 40 to 50 pounds overweight. So we have an obesity problem. So these people can afford to skip meals. He's got a dinner roll on his neck. Okay? And by the way, this, 0 sugar. 0 sugar, okay? No sugar. That's why I'm not fat. Because I drink the diet soda, boys.
Luxuries. Yeah, you should work for
Sure
your
you
food
can
and
if you
all
work
that
for
stuff.
it. It'd be like looking at that car and it doesn't work, going, not the engine, not the transmission. Let's fix the bolt on that hubcap. That would be the money to Israel. By the way, I say cut all of it, but it's not even close to SNAP. Let alone if you get to what illegal immigration, the social
It's like
safety
450
nets, the
billion
welfare state
or
that we have
so?
is
No, wait,
so
that's
much
immigration.
astronomically higher. It's so much higher. That was horrible grammar. I'm tired. I've been here for about 5 hours at this point, and I just had to sit down with a furry and act like I didn't think it was degeneracy. But we're at the point now where we have to actually
You're a good
deal with the
man,
problem,
Stephen.
and this is one of the primary problems. And I think that it's a red herring to say, yeah, but Israel, great, cut it too. It's not even close. But we do have to bring up one other. So I think we agree on principle. And I agree with you on all. We don't disagree on anything. Cut all of it. You want Coca-Cola? Go buy it.
The deal you turned down from Ben Shapiro's corporation was worth $50 million.
Sure.
So
Okay, so I want to see the first contestant. I'm sorry. Here we go, chat.
And I would say productive. And this young lady is lovely as a button. Please welcome and be kind to Carter.
Nice
Hey,
to meet you,
Carter.
Carter. Please grab a seat. And
She looks very
do you want to scooch in
hippie-like.
just so we can, for the camera, they can see. I don't know how familiar you are with these installments, this series, but I just
seems
try and
sweet.
set people a little more at ease. I'll tell you what it's not. It's not gotcha. It's not scoring points. It's not dunking. It's not meant to be clipped for reels, though people will do that. Was created almost a decade ago to have authentic conversations in good faith and see where we agree, disagree, and are able to present our opinions on controversial topics.
I love, like looking at this video as a Southerner, watching Steven's face, how he's kind of talking away from her. Like if I'm trying to talk to you guys, I want to look at you. But like when he's talking to someone, he'll look to the side and then he'll look at you for a second and then he'll look away. Yeah, this, and then he'll say, okay, it's this and this and this and this. And then he'll look at you again. It's just kind of weird. It's, in the South, I don't notice people doing that a whole lot. That's his unique little style, his mannerisms, I guess.
It will not be uploaded, cut out of context, like a Jon Stewart type thing. That being said,
She's a good
controversial
sport.
topic, and I'm at my wit's end. I'm fed up with this. The more I look into SNAP, my position on this is end SNAP completely out.
I watched his SNAP benefit slideshow where he showed like all the stuff you could get from SNAP, and it was Coca-Cola, it was caviar, it was like prosciutto and rare cheese and stuff that costs like $70 a pound, and calamari and squid, and it was unbelievable. And he said he was mad for about 3 or 4 days that he couldn't talk to anyone about it because he was so mad about what people were buying with SNAP.
Right, wholesale. If we want something like food stamps for bare necessities, create a separate program. It's so beyond repair and so corrupt. I think in 2025, done with SNAP. If you disagree, you're welcome to change my mind.
Okay, let me give you some context. So I come from Adair County, Oklahoma. When I was growing up, it was the #1 poorest county. We've moved up in the world, and now we're the 3rd poorest county.
Good for you.
I know, out of all 77, yay!
Yeah. It's baby steps.
Yes, I'm a Cherokee citizen. Cherokee Nation is very prevalent in my little bay town. Even with Cherokee Nation, we still we still depend on SNAP.
Yeah. Why?
Yes. Because it's a very rural, very small town.
Okay.
And we have a lot of small jobs that pay minimum wage, so people are not able to afford rent and eat.
Okay.
I can relate to that.
Heavily have to depend on horticulture, agriculture. We have a Tyson factory. We do so much of that kind of work, but that does not pay well. So,
You're right.
We're paying to keep the lights on. Not me personally.
No, I get it.
But people in my community are paying to have the lights on, but they still need to eat. There's still food insecurity in rural towns. And I think one thing people are forgetting
If I had to
is
walk
those
to get
rural
away, I
towns,
would.
They're seeing the majority, but they're also not looking at the minority.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I think some people in the government are looking at the numbers and not the people and the geographical areas.
The numbers are important.
Forgive me, what do you mean by those in the government? Because the government position has been overwhelming support for SNAP to the point that it's ridiculous, where the number one purchased item is sugary sodas. That's $100 to $130 billion a year, $9 billion of which just go to soda alone. You can get everything on SNAP. You can get caviar on SNAP. You can get Halloween candy on SNAP, which I think is immoral and I think is ridiculous.
I think
which
so
is why
too.
if we want to go back to a food stamp program.
It's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. So supplemental nutrition, what nutrition is giving these people cancer and diabetes and heart disease? We know that sugar causes that, like 100%. There's not even a debate about it anymore. What's the point? It's supposed to be a supplemental nutrition, not let's make all Americans fat, entitled, and lazy. And the taxpayers are paying for it, by the way. You guys are paying for it.
For bare essentials, well, that should help people who are in need, but it sounds to me like you're talking about a nation, or the Cherokee Nation, and this neighborhood, or community, was most poor to third poorest. Sounds to me like you're almost advocating for perpetual use of SNAP, which we know has been very prevalent in the Native American community. And would you say that's made the Native American
I'm all for
community
people
stronger
who
or
need
weaker?
it get
How's
it,
doing?
but we've done such a piss poor job of making sure that people who need it get it. We're giving it out to anyone. Stupid people who have 10 stupid kids with 10 different stupid men. I'm sorry for the language. It makes me so mad because SNAP directly incentivizes people to be unaccountable and reckless. And they're getting a paycheck for it and they're getting to eat all they want. Meanwhile, I'm struggling to figure out how I can afford my next 5 meals for the week. I'm struggling to budget enough for me to eat just to be healthy. Like with me, it's like, oh, I have an issue. This could be skin cancer, which I've had happen several times. Or, oh, this might be this type of cancer. We need to go get it checked out. I get it checked out, and it may be, and now I owe the doctor $100. It's like, well, I can't eat this month. I have to, that money has to come out of my food budget because it can't be pulled anywhere else. I can't take it out of my mortgage. I can't take it out of power. Like in Mississippi, we're extraordinarily poor. I get it. I do. But making fat people entitled and lazy and making them fatter and saying you don't have to work, you can just be stupid all day long and we'll give you a paycheck, we'll feed you. I'm starving. I would love to eat. What can I get? And they're like, oh, well, you make more than $500 a month. You can't get anything. And I'm like, that's bull crap. We've applied for SNAP several times and we didn't get it. And there was at one point where my wife didn't have a job. She was still in school and I was working at a factory loading Lazy Boys into a 18-wheeler. And I would do that all day long, 10 to 12-hour shifts every day. And I was getting 80-plus hours a week. I was making less than $900 a month. My 2 weeks check was $450. That was back in 2010.
It has made it stronger.
I couldn't afford to eat.
Since we're not always recognized, it's not building back up.
What do you mean?
She is sweet in her demeanor.
A very poor rural area, but we're not able to change it dramatically because we're not having more people invest.
Well, in situations like that, these areas are going to die off. You just need to leave. I mean, honestly, that's what everyone else is going to do. You just need to leave. And then they'll move to some other metropolis, and then, the same will happen there. Either they're offering something in that area where people can stay, or you'll just get depressed to the point to where you either have to live or you're going to die there, one of the two. Either you leave or you stay there. And if you stay there, there's a good risk that you're not going to be able to eat.
And spend time and work more in our
rural
areas because they're going to bigger and better places.
Why do you think that other rural areas are able to do so? There are other rural areas that aren't that poor, and certainly not for decades at a time.
That's right.
Why do you think it's
an issue
so specific to the Native American community who get far more, disproportionately more government benefits and contribute less? Why do you think that is?
Sometimes there's a rich person who gives a big amount, whether it be scholarship or funds. They're coming in.
You can't rely on that. That's extra.
Sorry, I'm shaking.
No, that's okay. By the way, it's okay. I still get nervous all the time every time I do this. If this helps you, let me present to you my position.
Okay.
Would that help?
He's so nice.
And just let me know too if you want, because I don't want to dominate the conversation, but I also know you don't sit and talk as much for a living, so if it helps. I would say that it has kneecapped and irreparably damaged the Native American community. I would say the Native American community has been handicapped. They're not a particularly industrious people because they don't have to be, and because they are ultra reliant on
getting a
government
paycheck.
services.
Yep.
And I would say that let's grant your.
Like a Native American, just because they're a Native American, like they can get assistance far easier. Even if all the ducks were in a row with me, if he was making $500 a month and I was making $500 a month, he would get it 5 times faster, whereas I might not get it at all. So these people, not only do they have a handout, because technically, you know, America is stolen soil. Granted, I think all that's been worked out, but there's still that in the government, that notion that we owe them something. In the same way that we feel like we owe Israel, we owe Ukraine, you know, and that's where we fall into national issues. But, you know, I see what he's saying.
Scenario, which I wouldn't say is necessarily true in most scenarios, but a wealthy person coming in and investing in the community, sure, that can be helpful.
Ooh.
Those people would be very, very hesitant
I
to
felt my
invest in
soul
a community that seems to be dependent in perpetuity forever on government assistance with no interest in getting off of it.
Okay.
That would be, I would say that. I would say that there's a reason that not only
They're
is that one of the
handicapping
poorest communities,
themselves.
but Native American reservations.
Why would you work if you
despite
don't
having
have to?
advantages in a lot of ways. Pretty much everyone looks like an episode of
I would.
Cops. It's bad. It's bad. Let's just be honest, right? They don't look beautiful. They're not nice. And we've been doing it this way with government assistance and subsidies. Maybe do it a different way. Maybe if you cut people off and go, no, you got to start doing what everyone else does.
40 hours a week minimum.
Toiling by the sweat of your brow. Maybe they would become more industrious, because I don't think it's helped the Native American
35
community.
hours a week, 30 hours a
It's
week.
a microcosm.
Let's make it happen.
There's
Full-time work.
a huge over-reliance on government subsidies, welfare.
Look, and this is my opinion, guys. If someone isn't willing to put in, because I understand people who have full-time jobs, but their hours dip. Like seasonally, you know, sometimes you work at a certain place, and we had this happen with me where we would get done with our work early, and the employers are like, well, we can't pay you for the next 4 hours because we don't have anything to do. So you guys go home. And it would be that way every day, every other day, you know, in October through February. And so we got used to the pay cut. But like with SNAP benefits, if you're not at least working 30 hours or have a reason that you can't work 30 hours, but, you know, as long as you have a full-time job and you can't make it, then I feel like you've done what you've needed to do to make sure you can get ahead. If you're just working part-time and you're like, I can't feed my family, I can't pay rent. Well, no crap. You're only working 15, 20 hours a week. Yeah, of course you can't. Nobody can. Like, you need to work full time. And if you're not willing to work full time, no SNAP. Like, these people need to extend. Like, if you're working, you have the ability to work longer. You need to work a full day, like 40 hours a week. And if you can't do that, or at least have a full-time position that you clock in every day, then why are you getting a handout? Why are you getting SNAP? You still can help yourself. There's still more hours you can work. Why are you relying on the government? And the thing about relying on the government, people, is that when you rely on the government with a change of politics, with a change of a stroke of a pen, you can lose everything you have in one day. Don't say I didn't warn you. It can happen. We're seeing it happen.
Their social safety benefits in the Native American
Especially with
community.
Doge.
But now apply that at large. That's what happens with SNAP EBT. People stay on it. 60% of people on it are able-bodied.
That's right.
We can't reform it at all.
I thought it was
if the
70,
government can't cut Coca-Cola from SNAP, then we can't cut anything. Enjoy your debt. You're a lot younger than...
I might get SNAP just to buy Coca-Cola. I love Coke, man. I drink like 2 or 3 a day. But I budget for it. That's the difference. I budget for it. I eat less food. I drink more Coke. I also run a lot and work out, so yeah. Maybe I'll hop on Snap and just buy like 30 to 40 24 packs of Coke, and I'll drink Coke all day.
Than me. If we can't have work requirements 80 hours a month, which
Yeah.
is what's opposed by the Democrat Party, then we
80 a month? That's 20 a week. That's 20 a week. That's part-time. That's lunacy. We need full-time. You have to be full-time to get SNAP, period. Part-time and they're opposing it? Are you freaking nuts? This is why you lost the election, idiots. This is why you lost the election.
You can't have any requirements.
How could you be
That's
against
why I say
that?
we got to do away with it wholesale and do something else. Do you think we should change it to, at the very least, hey, get rid of soda, treats from SNAP?
I would say soda
Okay.
and more health conscious things, but not to get away with it altogether.
Well-
to kind of compromise with SNAP.
Well, so here's the thing. You can't compromise with SNAP because
You
you
can't
can't
compromise.
cut soda, right? There was a huge outcry
Okay.
of people going, that's a violation. Hey, you can't determine.
Well, hey, if we cut it off SNAP and you're outraged, well, it's not your money. It's not your money. You don't get to tell the government what they're going to do. If they decided to cut it and you're upset, why don't you go get a job, you fat pig? Huh? How about that? How about you go get a job and get on your feet? If you don't like that they cut Coke, why don't you get a job and earn some extra money and go buy it? Oh, you're mad because you don't get a free handout and you're lazy and you're entitled. I got it.
What these people, everyone deserves treats. First off, not everyone deserves treats. Second, for me, it's pretty simple.
I don't get
You pay,
treats.
you choose. I pay, the taxpayer.
You know what a treat is? Is when I make enough money to budget in a Sonic soda. On the app, if you order anything, you get a free one of these. That's the only reason I have this, because I can order a $2 wrap and they give me a Route 44 Coke Zero. But I have to budget for that. I have $100 a month I can spend on food just for me. $300 for the other three in my family. $100 a person. And these people are like getting way fatter than I am. Like I can't afford to be fat. I would love to be fat. I can't. I work too much.
I choose milk, eggs, meat, produce, and fabric softener. Otherwise, get to work. Is that fair?
Heck
No,
yes.
that's not fair.
Heck yes it is.
There should be some choice in that.
No.
I don't think there should be any choice. I would be. Our
You're
soldiers
getting
get
their
MREs
money.
and
You
they
have
to
no
pay for them.
choice.
Why should someone who's able-bodied, choosing not to work, get anything better than our soldiers? Are you aware of and this is so SNAP, because you mentioned this is true. If you go to Amazon, right?
All right.
SNAP EBT, okay, right here. So I pay taxes, right? And there are a lot of Americans who work and pay taxes, who are poor, low-income Americans, right?
Yes.
Not on SNAP. You get 50% off your Prime membership. You get unlimited groceries for $4.99 a month.
I pay
Let me
full
show you
price
what's in
for
the
it.
groceries. Lavazza coffee, $25.
Oh my
Rockstar,
goodness.
Ghost Energy. Hey, let's go down to snacks and treats. When you say choice, these are the choices right now that tax. Pre-filled pumpkin buckets of assorted Halloween candy. Does that seem like helping someone with a tough break? And how do we make the case to low-income Americans
That's
that they should fund
disgusting.
that? Because they are.
Well, a lot of them have children.
So
Okay. So do the people paying taxes who are working.
I
for a
have
living,
children.
That's a fair
Right?
point.
I mean, because people say it's taking from the
She's
rich to give
sweet,
to the poor.
but come on, girl.
All right, and you look obviously very svelte, and I'm sure you know that obesity is a problem in the country. It doesn't affect you. Probably affects me more than you. I have some that I could lose. But the obesity rate for low-income women in this country. Okay,
Oh,
who are
it's
not on SNAP,
catastrophic.
40%. You know what it is for those on SNAP? 57%. So working class Americans with kids not on SNAP struggling are paying to make other people fatter. How can we have a country with that? That's what I say, cut it, give out a few food stamps for a period of time, a few months, until you get back on your feet. Otherwise, get your ass to work. Can you
I'm with you.
understand why? And by the way, I wasn't raised wealthy.
Let's go.
And I know those
Neither
people.
was I.
I work with these people. I've spent my whole life with these people who, out of pride, would not take SNAP or EBT. And when they find out what they're paying for, that's a really tough pill to swallow.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
So I just say do away with it. Food stamps for essentials for a very limited amount of time.
Okay.
Work requirements, right? Meaning I think it should be more than 80 hours a week. I think to get anything you should be working, 80 hours a month, sorry. It's 20 hours a week. Yeah,
I think
it should
30 a
be- I
week
think it should be
minimum.
a full work week.
30
You
a
get
week
very
minimum,
you get
full
very
time.
Temporary relief. But
I
don't
would
think
just
it can
say
be through the
full-time
SNAP
position.
program. It's-
30 plus.
I mean, this is not, I didn't know this until yesterday. I didn't see how you can get, look, I can get caviar. Would we take caviar off fucking SNAP, pardon my language? Isn't that ridiculous? So should some Cherokee be able to get caviar on SNAP while the other person's eating canned
I've
ham?
never
Does
had
that seem right?
caviar.
No, a Cherokee person would probably eat Spam. That's a favorite.
That's fair. That's fair. If they do they like Spam? Are they fans of Spam?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't like either. This is
I don't like Spam.
This is sturgeon caviar.
Okay.
Pardon my language. What the fuck? Like, how are we at this point as a country when we're talking about being fiscally responsible and
Stephen, you don't need to be cussing in front of her, man. You know, there's an old timey respect. You know, there's an old timey respect. Shouldn't be cussing in front of this woman. She's young, she's cute, she's sweet. She hasn't had her thoughts filtered. That's what this is. It's not that she's a heathen or she's kind of a degenerate. It's she hasn't like used anybody as a sounding board for her insane ideas.
people who aren't working, who are able-bodied,
She's learning though,
are
I can
getting
tell.
caviar,
She's
or
respectful.
potentially through SNAP. Could we agree that maybe that's a broken system that we have to do away with it, start from the ground up with essentials?
There needs to be
and I say
massive
less
reform.
choice.
There's no doubt about that.
Okay, when you come from that standpoint, I have to agree with you.
Okay.
I knew you were a good person. I could tell.
Well, I ranted because you said it would help you. So
She has the American shirt on. There's hope for her. We can get her over to MAGA. There's still time.
now the floor is
You're
yours.
being passionate.
Yes, yes.
Then we're gonna bring her to church with us, boys.
Starting from the ground up is very hard. I just hope there isn't a trickle down system to it. You know, like, never mind.
I think we agree. I think
I think
to
they
be
have
fair,
more in common
I
than
think you
they-
didn't know how bad it was.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yes.
I think you thought, oh, man, someone who's struggling, who's getting bare essentials. I don't think you realize that people who can work, who choose not to, are getting fatter on this shit all done.
And that's the thing, guys. It's like a lot of people who are a lot of people who argue these talking points, right? These people are not aware. A lot of them aren't of the actual numbers. And the thing about numbers is numbers are not political, and numbers do not lie. So, you know, I think a lot of these people who hold these like luxurious positions, these positions of, you know, privilege, where they're able to have these opinions, but they're not having to cash the check for them. I think a lot of these privileged ideas are just strictly from ignorance. I think if you show someone the data and they still deny it, and they're like, oh, excuses, then at that point you can't reason with them. They're what the Bible considers a fool, someone who delights in their folly, someone who can't be reasoned with. I know 100 Democrats that are that way. I know some Republicans that are. Many that aren't, though. And so she seems like one of these people where now that she's aware of the data, she's coming to the same conclusion that Crowder is. There's hope for her yet, boys.
Done in the name of
There's hope.
Yes.
Equity.
Okay, to kind of branch off of that, do you think some of those people are mentally, declined? Do you think they have mental illness? Do you think
I think if we actually screened everyone in America, like 90% of us would have mental illnesses. Like, genuinely, I do. I think a lot of these things go undiagnosed. You know, until there's a problem or until someone needs help, you know, we generally don't reach out. But, you know, we only really reach out when something's like a severe problem, you know. But how many people are left undiagnosed?
I understand. There's
So
a
it's hard to
difference with
say.
that. People, like, for example, veterans, but there are other ways to deal with those.
It's
There are
hard to
other ways
say.
deal, and we can categorize
PTSD
this
is a
program
mental
on.
disorder.
So
It
that's
is.
again why I say if you defund this to the tune
It's not
of
their
hundreds
fault,
of
but
billions
it
of
is.
dollars a year, you'd actually be able to allocate the funding more effectively to the people you're talking about who need it. I do agree that we should help handicapped veterans. They've served their country. I do believe that if
Absolutely.
people
No question.
are actually mentally handicapped, whatever, adjudicated mentally defective, whatever term you want to use, that they could use some help. I think we could also help by removing some of the red tape for charities.
Yeah, oh
I did
yeah.
volunteer work with these special needs. They would all live in homes together. These were private charities. They do a friendship club thing.
Ain't that a dadgum shame when there's red tape for charities and you can't just do what the charity needs because there's so much red tape? It makes you think, why the heck did I sign up for this crap? Why did anyone sign up for this crap? Just leave them be.
I think it was
Jeez.
Tuesday of the week. Where we
Just let me
bring in
help.
Food, and a lot
Quit
of that is
complaining.
hard because of the red tape. But I think that we need to separate that. That's not who's typically using SNAP.
Okay.
And those people end up being shortchanged because that person is treated the exact same as an able-bodied baby mama who eats Halloween candy.
Every day,
Yeah, I think that's fair.
3 times a week.
I'm impassioned because I had someone here try to fucking do a bomb threat, so I'm a little bit ornery. and I got a furry who's looking to argue with me.
Yeah, I thought the furry was going to cut the line. I got a little scared for a second.
Yeah.
I've been here since noon.
Thought he was going to attack you.
Well, I don't know. What do you want me to say to the furry? It's okay. It's just between you and me. It's weird, right? Should I just go guns blazing and say, stop being degenerate?
I would say, look, man, if you're going to debate me, you've got to take off that stupid mask. If you don't take it off, I'm not talking to you. I don't want anything to do with you. Like, it's bad PR for you to sit here and talk to me. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, I could care less. I'll talk to you, but I need to know who I'm talking to. Like, I don't do the mask thing. Like, it's not going to work. You take off your mask to talk or you go away. One of the two. We'd have the cops escort you off, but I need to know who you are. I need to look you in the eye. Not your there was a furry the other day at the art show. We were at this like art show with my parents, and we were walking. It was like downtown. It was a downtown area, so it was open streets, and the cops had, you know, the entire block sectioned off, and everyone had their booths, and my mom likes to look at stuff like that. And my wife too, you know, they browse all the little homemade art, knick-knacky type stuff, paintings, and it's cool. You get to see a lot of the historical features of the housings on that street. You get to see old history there, and you get to see the art. I'm not into it, but they liked it, so I went. And there was a couple of guys who were, they were gay, and they were furry. And the reason we know that is because they were telling everyone that they were gay, and they were wearing a dog suit with the hat on and the fuzzy paws and whatnot. And I'm just like, dude, what is happening? You know, back in the day, if you were doing crap like that, they would take you out back and shoot you. Like, they would hide the body kind of thing. Like, it was such an abomination back then. And nowadays, it's accepted. It's really weird, man. I don't like it. It's degeneracy.
Everyone has a
It's a mental disorder.
Sure.
Don't have to like it.
Fine. I just don't have to act like it's normal. You put on a mascot costume. You know the scariest thing I ever saw in my life?
A furry.
Since I think this has been a friendly conversation. And I'm trying to put you at ease. Hopefully this helps, but I'm being a little silly. One of the scariest things I ever saw, and I mean like testicle disappearingly scary. I was at a flea market in a rural area of Michigan, and it wasn't just a furry, but it was a furry in a full mascot outfit who put on top of it slacks and like a t-shirt to be a furry during Casual Friday. I was like, that is a disturbed individual. That was one of the scariest things.
That's
and just looking
up.
through, like, oh, look at these old books. Haggling. Scariest moment of my life. Also when someone tried to kill me, but you know, it's neck and neck.
Yeah.
It's neck and neck, yeah. And I'd say the furry's worse. At least when someone's trying to kill you, you know who they are. You can see them. The furry, we don't know who that is, guys. Just like the illegals, we don't know who they are. That's scary, bro.
Well, thank you, Carter.
Like, if someone's going to try and kill me, like, look me in the eye. Like, let me know, like, it's about to happen. I'll be like, all right. I'm still going to fight you, and I'm probably going to hurt you, too. I may even get you. You may not get me, but at least I know who you are. I'm looking at you. With the furry, it could be anybody.
Appreciate the perspective. And what part, do you know what percent you are Cherokee or
2%?
2%.
I grew up there, so like, you know, I got to learn a little bit more than most people do. So I'm very good.
I think I'm like multiple percent black. Chat, if I'm 3%, 4% black, do I get to claim being black? Like, I need to know. I really need to know.
Very passionate about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're at school, and I'm glad you're bettering your situation, and you're walking proof that people can do it.
Good for you.
That people, regardless of circumstances, can better their lives and manifest.
What's the difference? A lot of people say these people who come from impoverished areas, like, they'll never make it because they have the cards against them. That's a load of horse crap. There are so many stories, and I mean so many, of people from the projects in the hood. They decide, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to be someone, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to put all my eggs in this basket, I'm going to persevere. And the difference between the losers in life and the people who succeed and are obscenely wealthy, you know what the difference is? Choice. One person made a choice to do something about it. The other chose to blame circumstance, and they'll never go anywhere in their life. And you know what I'm talking about. You've seen people like this in your life, I guarantee you.
That's their own
choice.
You know, their own future.
Absolutely.
So I really do appreciate. I mean that. I appreciate, because I know it can be tough if you come from a rough spot.
Oh yes.
Thank you, Carter. Thank you very much. Hopefully it helped.
She was very
I
sweet.
did dominate the conversation, but with silly horse shit.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Carter. God bless. Be well.
All right. Well, there you have it. So like I said, we're gonna section this off between the people that meet. I believe the next one is the furry. So if you guys want to see the furry, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and it'll be out the next day. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one with the furry. Peace.